Hey peeps, so today is IG Live number 19. I'm almost there today, 30. Today I'm going to make some of these little sheep. I have a last minute trip to Denver, Colorado, and I love the art district there. It's called Rhino, and I'm not putting up MOONSTERS anywhere else other than LA, so these are like a perfect way to still put my sheep up there. And I started making these last year. This is my new little saying. This is you, we are all crazy beautiful. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm not gonna make that many just because I probably won't be able to put that many up while I'm there, but they're fun to make. They're easy to make too, actually. So I'm gonna just do the outlines and yak away as I paint. One thing that came to mind the other day, I had a little studio visit from this family. I'd met them for the first time and they wanted to see my studio. So they came over and they checked out my art. I talked a little bit about what I've been doing and all that good stuff. And one of the things that they asked me about was, actually, this is a new little paste of two that I'm doing, but what they asked me about one of my symbols, and it's that little happy face that you see there. So they asked me what it meant, and it's something that I've still sort of been processing as to exactly what it is. I mean, I know what it is, but to articulate easily hasn't been that easy. And basically what the upside down happy face means to me is about going back to that happy place, that moment that I was born, that we're all born. You know, when we're born, I've written this before, we have no name, we have no gender, or we don't know our gender, we don't know our nationality, we don't know our social status, we don't know how rich or poor we are. We basically know nothing. And as I've gotten older in my life, I realized that my life has been about going back to that moment of birth, that I came into this world, that I knew nothing. And it goes, in some way, it's tied into my idea of unlearning everything I've ever learned, and to continue on learning everything I learn, even what I know today. You know, to just keep this open mind of what life is, and so that's sort of what that happy face, not sort of, that's what that happy face represents to me. Sorry, this paper's longer than I'm used to. I have a mess. And I did it upside down because I guess in my brain I thought that's sort of my way of saying that I'm going back to my happy place. And I feel lucky that I get to understand that I get to see my life and know that I can see it in any way that I want and not see it in the way that I was told to see it. You know, that I was supposed to retire at some age, that I'm supposed to get married, that I'm supposed to have a good job, have a nice house. But that's all meaningless to me. You know, when I imagine what success looks like for me as it comes down the road, you know, it has nothing to do with money or fame to me. You know, with any material success or financial success that comes in, I have no intention of buying a house. I have no intention of buying a new car or buying new clothes or any of that stuff. what I would like more than anything else with any success that comes in is to be able to have a large studio warehouse somewhere, preferably in downtown LA. That's all I'd want, just to have a warehouse where I can paint, so I can paint bigger and all that stuff. Whoa, sorry, it's a little bit of what else? Oh, as far as the symbols go, there's also the symbol of that says paz en el corazón, and that's this little one that I usually write on the top of people's heads, or the sheep's heads, that little symbol. And that is about my mom. I feel like I remember her always saying that all she ever wanted was to have peace in her heart. And as a little kid, as a teenager, whatever it was, I was always like, what the hell does that mean? She passed away in September of 2018. And in January of 2018, I knew what it meant. I knew what it meant to have peace in your heart. And the way that happened for me was I was at the gym riding the bicycle, and I was reading my book. I forget what book I was reading. And I remember I looked up and out the window. It's still such a visual moment for me all these years later. I looked out the window and nothing happened, but everything changed. It was this huge shift of how I saw life from that day that I still do. And I look back on my life and it's what I've always wanted to feel. Is that I've always wanted to feel peace in my heart, just like my mom. And even though I use that symbol, for me that symbol, or the word I use for myself, is joy. I felt it that day just by looking out the window. And it's something that can never be taken away. And I get to live and create from that place of joy. And I hope that whenever anybody comes across my work in the streets, or whether they own some at home, is that you get to feel my joy just by seeing my work. You know, and through these years since that day in January of 2018, feeling joy is not about having this perfect happy place, like where I'm happy and smiling every day. That's not joy. Joy is just this feeling of just being and knowing that no matter what, I am still me. I don't have to be perfect according to anybody else. So I get to be upset, I get to be frustrated, I get to whatever. And that doesn't shift my joy. Anyway, I feel like I've been babbling. This is the last sheep I'm going to make. And these IG Lives have been awesome to do. Tomorrow's IG Live 20. So that's it. I'm going to go to downtown LA and put up some MOONSTERS. And thank you for taking a peep. Enjoy your Saturdays. Bye, guys.